Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to this video about value studies. In this video we're going to talk a little bit about the value of value studies and what you can do with it, how you can practice it. We're also going to show how you can create an image which you can use as a image to study from. If you have an image in Photoshop and you want to make it a black and white image, you can just easily remove the saturation. You can either do it by opening the use saturation window by pressing Ctrl and U, and then you can turn the saturation slider all the way down. Or what you can do as well is press Ctrl Shift and U, and on the Mac it's Command Shift U as far as I know, and that removes the color, or that desaturates the image completely. This image has quite a nice contrast to work from. You have the really dark sort of branch in the foreground and the very light background with a medium in between. If you want, you can go to adjustments and to curves or press Ctrl M. If you want, you can either play with it yourself, or you can choose a preset here. I usually like the linear contrast the most, so there's a little bit more contrast, as you can see. So while this short demo runs, let's talk a little bit more about the importance of value studies. Well, an image, when you're painting, it's always good to sort of divide your image into three sections: the foreground, which is usually quite dark, background, which is always a lot lighter, and middle ground, so to say. And the values are a good way to bring depth in your painting. You can play with atmospheric depth by adding fog into your painting. That way stuff really gets pushed back into the foreground and gives a lot of depth in your painting. When everything is the same value, or more or less the same value, the image tends to be really flat. So it's a really good way to bring depth into your painting. It's a good way to just do black and white images. You can immediately see the values on the image. As you can see, I'm color picking from reference image just to make it easier for myself. You can use any image as I showed you, but I think it's nice to have a bit of contrast in the original image. If your original image is really flat, when you desaturate it, it's going to be flat as well. So it's important to grab an image with a nice contrast in it. Of course, you can play around a little bit with the contrast sliders, with the level adjustments or the curves, to create a little bit more contrast. But I think it's easiest to just grab an image that has a nice contrast in it ready. Is there anything else that I want to talk about? Yeah, I also find this method, the black and white painting, quite useful for trying different methods of painting in terms of brushwork. As you can see, I only used the round brush for this one. I used a single brush, no texture brushes whatsoever, just the default round brush in Photoshop. I played around every now and then with, of course, with the size and the hardness of the brush. You can change the edge to hard or soft with the bracket keys on your, or shift and then the bracket keys on your keyboard. So I used a single brush for this one, and that really helped me, having a lot of patience with myself and with my brushwork, because it just takes longer to dot down the leaves, and because they're not perfectly detailed leaves, but that's not the point. The point is to sort of get the image across, and I think that worked quite nicely in the end. So in total, this took about an hour or so. I think I usually take around an hour for this. You can do longer if you want. I can do longer if I want. Bring that little bit of extra detail in it, but extra detail costs a relatively large amount of time without it benefiting the exercise. The exercise is all about getting the values right and getting the focal point and stuff like that. So I think that worked out quite nicely. Is there anything else I want to talk about? I should have written a script really, because I think I should do that for my next video. I haven't really done any scripts. I have some notes on paper and then I just wing it, but usually it just turns into a rambling mess. So hopefully with a little bit of editing it can make sense. If you like this video, please like it. There will be more videos in the future. One video every week. No, that's not true. One video every 2 weeks. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the video.